There are many ways to fall asleep. The body falls into sleep easily. A couch, a pillow, a quiet afternoon, the hum of a fan. This kind of sleep we forgive, we even envy. It restores, it gives the body back to itself. But there is another sleep. A sleep that does not close the eyes but closes the soul. A sleep that does not rest but corrodes. I mean laziness, not of the body but of thought, of spirit, of philosophy. Philosophical laziness is not the refusal to mow the lawn or to fold the laundry. It is the refusal to face the questions that define us. Why am I here? What is love? Why does suffering exist? What does it mean to be good? Laziness looks at these questions and yawns. It turns away. It says enough, enough, life is complicated already. Don't bother me with this abyss. That is laziness. The most dangerous kind of all. 1. The quiet death. Laziness does not shout. It does not break down the door. It does not come with fanfare. It kills quietly. It does not rip life apart. It corrodes it from within. A person can live an entire life inside laziness, go to work, raise children, pay bills, laugh at dinner, die at a respectable age, and never once face the reality of existence. From the outside, such a life looks normal, only from within does one sense the void. The questions unanswered, the depths unplumbed. Laziness is not dramatic. It is ordinary. That is what makes it so lethal. Laziness is fear, at its core. Laziness is fear, not fatigue, not weakness, but fear. Fear of what the questions might demand. To ask seriously what is justice, may reveal how unjustly we live. To ask what does it mean to love, may show us our failures. To ask what is death, may unravel the fragile illusions we cling to. Laziness does not want these revelations. So it distracts, postpones, numbs. Laziness says tomorrow I will think, tomorrow I will risk, but tomorrow never comes. 3 is laziness. As postponed, the hallmark of laziness is deferral. We say I will open that letter tomorrow, I will pray tomorrow, I will write tomorrow, I will sit with pain tomorrow. Laziness is always waiting for the right time, but the right time never arrives. Meanwhile, life moves on. Time does not wait. The sands run through the glass whether we are ready or not. Laziness is the art of living as though time were infinite, when in truth each moment is a non-returnable gift. 4. The false comfort of language. Laziness often borrows the tongue of wisdom. It hides inside cliches. It is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. That's just life. These are not answers. They are closures. They do not open thought. They seal it shut. They offer the illusion of peace without the labor of meaning. They are little lullabies we sing to ourselves so we can sleep a little longer. But language is not meant to soothe alone. It is meant to open. To speak truly is to cut into reality, to expose what hurts. Laziness fears this, so it leans on stock phrases. It repeats what everyone else repeats. It never risks a new word. 5. The sophistication of laziness. Do not think laziness always looks like idleness. There is also the laziness of sophistication. One can read endlessly, debate endlessly, quote endlessly, and still be lazy. For the true measure of philosophy is not how many books one has consumed, but how deeply one has been changed. A clever professor can live a life of brilliant laziness, dazzling others with citations while never once letting the fire touch his own heart. The scholar who has read everything but never asked, "Who am I, really?" is as lazy as the man who has read nothing at all, perhaps lazier. For at least the ignorant man knows he is ignorant. The sophisticated lazy man believes himself awake. 6. Laziness and pain. Pain is the great enemy of laziness. To live without laziness is to live with pain. Laziness wants analgesics, distractions, entertainments, busyness, shallow consolations. Pain resists all of that. Pain forces us to see. Pain asks questions no distraction can answer. Laziness flees from pain because pain unmasks it. Yet to remain with pain, to sit with it, to ask of it, this is philosophy. It is also love. Laziness refuses both. Laziness says look away, close your eyes, it is too much. Vigilance says stay, endure, ask. 7. The innocence of laziness. And yet there is another side. Sometimes what looks like laziness is not refusal but listening. The child lying in the grass, staring at clouds, is that laziness or wonder? The monk unmoving in his cell, laziness or prayer. To the busy eye, contemplation looks like sloth. But the stillness that attends to being is not laziness. It is vigilance in disguise. Here lies the paradox. Laziness and contemplation resemble one another. Both are still, both withdraw from activity, both refuse the demands of the world, but one refuses out of fear, the other out of love. One closes its eyes, the other opens them. The difference is inward, invisible. 8. The letter on the table. I think of a man who received a letter. He placed it on the table. He knew it contained something difficult, perhaps an accusation, perhaps a demand. Each day he walked past it. He busied himself with errands, conversations, trivialities. The letter sat unopened. Weeks turned to months. Eventually it became part of the furniture, no different from a salt shaker or a lamp. That letter is every question we avoid. Laziness does not tear the letter up, does not throw it away, it simply never opens it. The truth sits waiting, heavy as lead. Laziness lives comfortably beside it, pretending not to see. 9. Laziness and love. Love cannot survive laziness. Love demands vigilance, attention, curiosity, renewal. Laziness makes us inattentive, makes us assume, makes us withdraw. Most loves do not die by catastrophe, but by erosion. The slow decay of presence, the slow loss of wonder. Laziness is the undertaker of love. To resist laziness and love is to keep asking, who are you? Who are you now? Who are you becoming? To love is to refuse the easy answer, to keep opening the letter. The letter is 10. Laziness and death. Laziness is rehearsal for death, but in the wrong key. Death closes possibility. Laziness imitates this closure while life still flows around it. Laziness is a premature burial. To live lazy is to be dead while breathing. And yet, laziness also reminds us of death's approach. It confronts us with stillness, emptiness, refusal. Perhaps our horror of laziness is not only that it wastes life, but that it smells like death. E11. Laziness is wound. Why are we lazy? Because existence itself wounds us. To be human is to live in incompleteness, finitude, fragility. Every question reveals how small we are, how temporary, how uncertain. Laziness is recoil from this wound. It is the soul's way of saying, I cannot bear the demand of being. Laziness is not simply negligence, it is the cry of the finite. 12. The strange gift. But this means laziness is not only an enemy, it is also a revealer. It tells us where we are most afraid, most fragile, most unwilling. It shows us the locked doors of the soul. If we pay attention, laziness becomes a map. Here is where you dare not go. Here is where you still need courage. In this sense, laziness is paradoxically a gift. For without it we would not know the cost of vigilance. We would not know how deep the abyss of thought truly is. Laziness teaches us by contrast only against the temptation to close our eyes does the meaning of opening them shine. 13. My laziness. I must confess I have been lazy. I have postponed questions. I have used words as shields. I have filled notebooks with cleverness rather than facing pain. I have loved lazily, prayed lazily, lived lazily. Laziness is my shadow. And yet by naming it, by confessing it, I find myself less bound. Laziness hates to be named. It thrives in disguise. Once spoken, it weakens. Perhaps the first act of vigilance is simply to say, I have been lazy. 13. The vigil. What then is the opposite of laziness? Not busyness, not frantic activity. Vigilance. Attention. The willingness to stay awake when drowsiness tempts. The courage to remain with the question, to endure the silence, to open the letter. Philosophy is not brilliance, not erudition, not genius. Philosophy is the refusal to be lazy. Philosophy is vigilance. Philosophy is keeping watch. The full ice. 15. The daily struggle. Laziness will never leave us. Each morning it whispers, stay asleep, do not ask, do not risk. Each day philosophy begins again by saying, no, I will open my eyes. I will ask. I will endure. This is the endless work. There is no once and for all victory. Only the daily struggle to remain awake. The full ice. 16. Closing to begin again. So what shall we do? We begin again. We confess our laziness. We forgive it. We learn from it. And we resist it in small ways. One question more. One silence more. One act of attention more. Philosophy is not about never being lazy. It is about refusing to let laziness have the last word. Laziness will always tempt. It will always offer comfort, closure, sleep. But philosophy, true philosophy, is the vigil that stays awake in the night, that keeps watch by the bedside of truth, that refuses to close its eyes. And so I say, let us keep vigil. Let us stay awake. Let us live not lazily but vigilantly, even if it costs us our comfort, even if it wounds us. For only against the shadow of laziness does the light of philosophy truly shine.